Hi, and welcome to another episode of Agency Success GPS. My guest today is Mark Khoder. He is an agency success story, one of my students. And Mark Khoder was obviously part of the pandemic, but he serves the restaurant industry. And at least in my opinion, the restaurant industry, tourism, and probably oil and gas would be the top three that have been impacted by that. I think 70 plus percent, 65 to 70% of his total revenue was gone in a matter of, I think, 3 to 5 days after the pandemic hit Australia. So obviously in that scenario, we had to regroup as a team and come together to figure out and take some massive action. One of my mentors told me a long time ago, change begins at the end of your comfort zone. And that's what Mark and I did. I offered unlimited coaching to all of my one-on-one students during the pandemic. And Mark and I rolled our sleeves up and we got to work. And the results are amazing. I think you're really going to like this episode. It's power-packed. And the tactics that we discuss in there, they will work for any agency. So I hope you enjoy the episode. Mark, thank you so much for coming on my podcast, Agency Success GPS. Mark Khoder is an agency owner out of Melbourne, Australia. Okay. And he owns a restaurant digital agency. In other words, he does specifically social media for restaurants in the Melbourne, Sydney, that whole kind of right hand corner there, right side of Australia, right? And actually all over Australia, I'm kidding. And so, he gets amazing results. He's a real pro, does a lot of really good things. But as everyone out there I'm sure can imagine, and at least in my opinion, the top three industries that have been hit the hardest: restaurants, tourism, oil and gas. I mean, they have just been hit like a double whammy, it's crazy. And so Mark, and Mark is one of my one-on-one coaching students, just full disclosure. Okay. And as I mentioned in the intro, as soon as this hit, I went to all of my one-on-one students. I said, hey, unlimited coaching until this is over. I don't know when it's going to be over, but it's time to roll this. This is when we all come together. This is when we all reload. Okay. And this has been kind of the theme, Mark, that I'm putting out there right now, is that during down times, very rarely do agency owners or any business owners get any downtime. But when they do, you better reload. You better get your systems optimized. You better get your lead flow optimized. You better get your positioning elements optimized. You just better get your shit together, because it's going to get tough out there for a little while. And it has. Luckily, we're starting to come out the other end of that. Okay. But Mark is an impressive dude. Okay. And so Mark, we're going to go through this and we're going to talk, we got the lead flow thing. We're going to talk about the bite frame with the service positioning elements we looked at. We're going to talk about some of the diversification and of your lead magnets and how you optimize your follow-up processes, and also the content creation system that we're just getting started on. So we probably won't have as much time on that as anything else. So first, obviously the big pain point we had as soon as COVID hit was, I don't remember the exact number, but I think it's 60 to 70% of your revenue literally canceled or paused, in less than a week?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like in business terms, over fucking night. Okay. Gone. Okay. So we had to figure out, man, furlough, fire, layoff, or get more leads. We chose the latter. We chose to get more leads. And so, and again, I mean, that in 1 week, literally, it must have been like March 15th or 20th, right after this whole thing hits, right? He and I spend 3 or 4 hours, whatever, I don't remember what it was, numerous hours in coaching calls. And we wound up coming up with I didn't come up with it. I'm sorry. I don't need to take credit for it. I kept pushing until we got it there. But he came up with it. And it's the 14 ads to get delivery or pickup orders from Facebook, to really build up your business. And so, Mark, I would like for you to tell the story of I can't remember her name, the female restaurant owner, cafe owner in Australia. Okay. I'm going to hush up now, and I want you to tell the story of how these 14 ads drove the amount of leads, what you paid for them, and how you helped your client literally rebuild her business. I was so impressed with it. I just want everybody to hear that. It's so awesome.
That's right. Well, maybe I'll take us one step back just pretty quickly. When COVID-19 hits and obviously we lost that revenue, the number one thing that as a business owner, you should look into is in a downside. You should look into downsizing your life, downsizing your life in an optimal level, fast level, where it's not going to take a lot of time, capacity, and resources to sit there and downsize everything. But you gotta sit on that same level. So get this sorted first. Downsize your life, then go in and go aggressively with getting business. Now going back to coming up with that lead magnet, I knew it at that time. A lot of restaurant owners, even takeout shops, they didn't have a system or any strategy in how to get business, how to put themselves out there, and the 14 top performing takeaway Facebook ads was the solution for that. And as soon as we put it out with the different ad variations on Facebook, it went absolutely crazy with the lead flow was coming through.
It was would you get 120 leads in less than a week?
In less than a week, and then just went.
How much did you spend? I can't remember how much you spent on it. It was a couple hundred. How much was it again? It's like $250.
Yeah,
$200-300, something like that.
Yeah.
And just for everybody out there in the audience, like that, takeaway in Australia is the same thing for us, like pickup or delivery. Okay, takeout. Right, exactly. Right. So it's a little bit different, over here that some people call it different things. I just want to make sure everybody understood that.
That's right. And the lead magnet pretty much had a screenshot of 14 different ads, and I've explained every single one of them, why it worked, what it is, and why they should look into doing it. Now, a lot of people downloaded this, and then something very interesting happened there. I had people reaching out to me, say, look, I'm not your ideal customer or client, but I would like to partner up with you. We have a delivery service. What do you think about that? And then I looked into them, and we formed an instant partnership. Then another dude, he had an online ordering system, and he saw the ads, came through and said, look, our clients would love your service, and we have an online ordering solution. Check it out, and that might benefit your clients. And again, after doing our own screen checks, instant partnership. And that helped big time until today. We're still working together. We're communicating on a daily basis. And it's been absolutely wonderful to have this partner on board. And then on top of that, the conversations, the leads, the inquiries, the business that we got out of the ads was phenomenal. I had people sign up with me that I had a chat with them 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, even late last year. They've seen the ads and they decided to come on board and say, look, it's perfect timing to do something together. Then I had this absolutely wonderful case study with a client of ours in another state. She rang me like 5 o'clock in the morning. Her name is Marie. And she said, Mark, I have 0 customers. I have no fucking idea what to do. We can't take any dining customers. And we're a dining restaurant. Never done takeout, delivery, pickup. We've never looked into that. So we worked out a takeaway menu like on the spot. And in that same day, we had ads going. We had the website up to date. We had, within 48 hours, we had the online ordering thing set up. And the first day, I think she changed from $0 to $1,000 worth of sales in the first day. And then it just started snowballing from there. Week 1, week 2, week 3. And she's like, I can't believe this, Mark. She could not believe it. She was making fun out of it day 1. She says, what are we going to do? $100 a week, $100 a day, Mark, takeaway sales. Like, what's this going to do? And all of a sudden, it's an absolute monster of a business today.
That's a whole new...
Yeah.
That's a whole new line of business. That's probably not going to go away after
serious
this.
Serious business. She's doing. She's doing really good numbers. And then she said, "Mark, I can't believe now I have another business model that I can turn on." And now she's taking dining orders because the restrictions started to ease out a bit, and online ordering.
Yep.
So that's where we're at today.
One of my mentors, gave me a saying a long time ago, and it really seems to resonate with me right now. Change begins at the end of your comfort zone. I'm not exactly who said it originally, but this guy told me about it. But change begins at the end of your comfort zone. And so basically what had happened there is your comfort zone had just been completely blown up, gone, right? I mean, like, what? My whole business just imploded. So had theirs. So instead of, oh my goodness, how could we? Oh my goodness, the world's dying around me. You got a little pissed off. I could tell. I could hear it in your voice. You were like, dude, what are we going to do? And I'm like, here's what we're going to do, because I went through something not as big as the 2008 situation, and I gutted my entire agency top to bottom. I had to do very similar, very drastic actions. Right. Another little stat that pops out when I'm hearing this stuff is, I need to double check this. I haven't double checked in a few years, but J. Conrad Levinson told me that 70% of all Fortune 500 companies were formed before or during the Great Recession. Think about that for a second. 70%. It's been over almost 100 years since the Great Depression, right? 70% are still in business. Why is that? Because obviously during the Great Depression, they had to optimize. They had to figure out new lines of business. They had to figure out new lead flows. They had to figure out honestly, to a very large degree, everything. Okay. And so impressed with the work that you did. Again, back to the reLOAD theme, right? Instead of you kind of, oh no, this is kind of horrible. Why is this happening to me, or whatever kind of thing? You were like, no, 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 no. And you go out and you aggressively attack the problem. I was proud to work side by side with you on that, because it was so effing impressive, dude. It was so effing impressive
That's
on
right.
that. So yeah, it was really, really cool the way that whole thing came together. And then it led into a lot of other stuff. Okay, so now you were talking about the case studies and things along those lines. We're turning those case studies into ad campaigns now. We're putting a lot of those on the website. So we are now diversifying your lead magnets. Okay, I think we're 7. I can't remember how many we got. I think 7 or so. I think 7. This is the second.
Seven, but not 9 in total, because there's some already in the factory.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. True. Fair enough. Okay. So about 9 total. New ones. I think it's like 6 or 7 new ones. And we've also got the follow-up systems in place. So where I'm going with this is you optimize your lead harvesting tactics. So now, just by diversifying your lead magnets and what's called eliminating follow-up failure, because he has enough emails in his campaign, his active campaign account now, to where it follows up with every single lead magnet, no matter what, for 45 to 60 days. He even has a vetting process in there. So when somebody opts in to download the free Facebook ads or the top performing Facebook ads, it now goes over to a thank you page. The people who fill out the thank you page, those are the people he talks to. He doesn't waste his damn time with everybody else. All of this stuff has been done in the past 2 to 3 months. And he is poised with these 2 very powerful referral partners that have literally serve probably 50% of all restaurants in Australia. Does not suck to have those as referral partners, right? And then, of course, that's going to leverage us and allow us to go into the North American market and the European markets as well, of which we will be doing in the next 90 to 180 days, depending on when this damn pandemic will get the hell out of our lives, right? So, okay, so that's one topic. Just been super impressed with the lead harvesting, lead magnet diversification, the harvesting tactics. I'm telling you, man, 120 leads for $250. 2 referral partners. You wind up closing some deals out of it. But in my opinion, most importantly, is we now have a proven, what's called paid media source. Okay. Everybody knows referral partners and organic convert better than anything else. We all know that's why everybody does them. That's why everybody link friends, family, referrals, all that stuff. Now, the hardest part about it is getting a paid media traffic, but you can just go out there right now. If Mark wanted to, right now, refresh those ads, turn the dial up, spend $500, and it will drop 200 leads into his basket.
That's right.
I'm talking about just like that. Now, out of that 200, the odds are, we all know the leads on Facebook need a lot more hand nurturing and hand holding, but they will always eventually bubble up to the top. That's why the follow-up process is such a big deal. All of those 120 leads that he got in there, I think it's about a month and a half ago. I can't remember now, but somewhere right around there. Out of those 120, he's already got a couple of referral partners, already got a couple of deals out of it, but he will get another 10, 15, 20 deals out of that over the next couple of years. And that's how successful businesses reload. They don't constantly chase their tail for business. They're adding Legos or bricks to the foundation. That's how you reload.
And another thing I would like to add to this is a lot of agency owners, they're poor on time, poor on capacity, and specifically at this time where they've downsized their team, and they're trying to keep things afloat. So the thing is today, and the biggest secret in this business and in any other business, is outworking everybody else in the industry. Like, don't feel sorry for yourself, because that's not going to get you anywhere. What's going to get you anywhere is outworking everybody else. If from my perspective, yes, we work on our clients' books during the weekdays, during operating hours. Any other time, I'm working on my business. I'm not looking, when COVID-19 is not the time to look for luxury. It's not the time to complain about being overwhelmed. It's about the time to help yourself, get yourself out of trouble. Weekends, easy. I'll do 20 hours a week working on my business on the weekends. On the weekends only, I'll do it. It's COVID-19, my friend. It's not. It's not. Let's go catch up at the pub.
I know, but how? Right. But
Yeah.
how often before this happened did you have the time to do that? And we don't have the time as business owners. That's the reason I did it in 08. I saw it coming. I think the crash, the Great Recession happened in, I think, September, if I'm late, like the 3rd or 4th week of September, I think. And coming around October, okay, I mean, I was sitting there, I lost 70% of my lead flow, not my revenue, two totally different things. So all of my leads coming in dried up because this guy was he was over leveraged in the stock markets and over leveraged in real estate, and he had a trophy wife. All three of them decided to haul ass as soon as the market crashed. Okay, literally, I hate that poor guy. I don't know who the guy is. It's horrible. So this business that I got all my leads from, okay, dried up overnight. I had, 9 or 8, 9, 10 employees, I want to say. And I had to make a quick decision. I mean, I had to make a what the hell are you going to do now? What are you going to do to survive, Lee?
That's right.
And that's what I did. I changed, like I said, change begins at the end of your comfort zone. And I literally made the very, very tough decision in a matter of a couple of weeks before, I think it's like the 1st or 2nd week of October. And I told every damn body in my company, I'm gutting the company from top to bottom. We are not going to be the same agency on January 1st. We're not going to be a strictly web design chop shop. We're going to be a marketing agency that just so happens to do some lower level websites and landing pages. Well, that's everybody right on my staff at that time were coders, man. They loved writing code. What I was saying to them was treason.
That's right.
Out of everybody that was there with me, only 2 of them stayed. After, like, it took, I think about, I don't know how many left within 90 days. A few of them left, right, within the next, because I gave them a 90-day notice. I didn't give them, like I said, listen, guys, come first, and you don't have to leave. You didn't have to leave. Come 1st of January, we're switching over to doing this. I'm partnering with Infusionsoft. I'm partnering with Guerrilla Marketing. And that's what I did. I lined up some very high-level partnership relationship, and started leaning in on those relationships to replace the lead sources. Any of this sound familiar?
That's right.
I mean, my tactic was a little bit different, but the intent, the end goal was identical.
That's right.
And that's what happened. I'm telling you, people who make it, and for the record out there, I want to say also, it's very difficult in times like this, whenever you're seeing the world burn down around you a little bit, to not get down on yourself. So if you get down on yourself, it's normal. That's normal. But you need to channel that getting down on yourself, let that become the fuel for the fire that helps you to reload. Take a deep look at your agency, pull the emotion out of it, and say, look, if I fix this one fucking thing or these 2 fucking things in the next 90 days, whenever I open up again, this is going to be a game changer for me. That's Absolutely. That's what you got to do. Okay. I'm going to get to the next topic. Is that okay? All right. So this guy, when it comes to social media for restaurants, I've never seen anything like it. He literally goes on site every week for an hour or 2 with a professional photographer to take world-class photo. I mean, it's amazing the value that he delivers. That's why when his clients come on, and he is not cheap. I'm gonna tell you, right, it was $1,000 a week or something like that. I mean, you're getting $2,500 to $6,000 a month out of your restaurant. More, actually, some of them are more than that. So you're definitely a premium price point. And that leads me to this next point: is we were sitting there going, man. For the record, my idea was to run an ad for $97 a week, do that. And it worked a little bit. I think I got a couple people in the door like that, But then we figured out, and he pushed back on me, and that's the way a good coaching relationship works, is your audience better than I do. I know the industry and the business better than you, so let's come together and put this thing together, put it together. And so we started figuring out, like, how we need a positioning element. that helps to define the value, for lack of a better term, like a verbal meme or a visual meme, okay, that when people see it at a glance, they can see it, and then they can take 30 seconds to read it, and they're like, oh, okay, I see why Mark is better than my brother-in-law or cousin or whatever that can do social media. And that is what's called the Byte Service Framework. So, Mark, I know I'm putting you on the spot here because we literally started developing this framework, 3 weeks ago? I think it's 3 or 4 weeks ago. Got a massive campaign coming out for it. Super impressed about it. But the Byte framework, I think you've already pitched it to a couple of prospects, and they were both like, "Man, that is cool as shit." You know, and it helps to define the value. So whenever it's distilled down into a very simple service framework like Byte. So tell us what Byte is.
Byte. First of all, Byte. I really like the word Byte because we're called your social chef, and it's all about food and restaurants. And Byte, it's related to food. But in business-wise, Byte, the B is branding and brand. The I is income, T is transaction, and E is equity, which is the value of your business. So how does it operate and how does it look like? Well, we looked at our business model and our process and how do we get a client on board and the client onboarding, the client process from getting them from A to Z, and that's what pretty much the Byte framework works. We first understand their branding and how they want to grow their brand. We get on the same level with their brand story, with their brand's objective, and that's what the B is. Then we obviously move to strategy and turning on advertising strategies that's going to generate income, and that's what the I is, income. So we look at different strategies that how can we grow their business and how can we get more income in those. Then we move to the T part, which is transaction, and then we look into how can we maximize transaction, how can we get bigger transactions in their business, how we can get customers spend more in their business, and that's obviously all about getting deeper into strategy, deeper into advertising and remarketing, retargeting, and offering high ticket options and stuff like that. Then from there we move into equity, which means increasing the value of their business, the market value. Because once you generate more income, once you put strategies in place and turn on advertising, like everybody else, like McDonald's and Coca-Cola and all the big brands, they know it's related to their the value of their business, their company, and that's related to any business size. And that's where the E kicks in.
If you ever go to sell a company, it's all about the equity in your brand, 100%. I mean, McDonald's sells a franchise the right to use their brand for, I think it's $2 million, just I'm sorry, you got to apply if you get accepted. I might be wrong. It used to be $1 million. I think it's expensive as hell. I'll put it that way. But I mean, and that's all about the brand. I mean, that's all about. You can go get a damn Subway, okay, even though they got a decent brand too. You get a damn Subway franchise for I think $50,000.
And then before I lose that thought, the equity, which is the I in the Byte, it stands for a very important two terms. One is you can use the Byte framework with the E at the end for an exit strategy, because you grow the business and you sell it, or you can just sign up for a long-term business growth. So either way, you're winning. There is no loss there. So that's the beauty of the Byte framework.
And I got too excited. I interrupted you there, man. My apologies. I get excited about it. I get excited about this stuff. I do that. You used to in our coaching calls. I get fired up about this stuff, man. I'm like, I don't. So if you're gonna hire me, okay. If you're gonna hire me, you better get ready, okay? Because I get fired up. I mean, I want to see some I want to see some action. You know what I'm saying? So that's too good. So, all right. So I tell you what. Let's just talk. We really haven't got this whole system and everything in place. But during this downtime, we got the Facebook group. I think you already had it. We got it more re-engaged kind of going. Is that right?
That's right. Yes.
Okay. Yes. And you're doing Facebook Lives in there once every couple of days, if not every day kind of thing? That's getting
sometimes weekly, sometimes fortnightly. And the Facebook groups, I'll try the Facebook group for the agency, the Restaurant Marketing Secrets. I try to engage maybe twice, 3 times a week. The Facebook Live maybe once or every week or every fortnight, because again, what we pitch for our clients to have a marketing distribution channel for their business.
Yeah.
We're a marketing agency, man. Like we should have our own distribution channel, and we should be practicing what we're pitching to our clients. And that's what the plan is, That's not what the plan is. That's what we're doing already.
That's what we're working on right now. And the next step in that plan is we're going to be rolling out his podcast. I think we're already starting to get some of the creatives and stuff done on it. And that podcast is going to be, it's obviously going to be recorded just like this one right here, recorded just like this. And so he's going to take that podcast, he's going to put it on YouTube. He can take that same video,
That's already in practice. Yeah.
Perfect. Just go ahead and just take that, put it straight into Facebook. That's more engagement. Then of course the podcast gets out into all the podcast distribution channels and all that fun stuff. Then, of course, you take the podcast and get it transcribed. Now you got blogs. So now you got Google, Facebook picking you up. You get traction all over the place.
Then I'll mention something very, very important. Is every time we do a Facebook Live or an interview with someone, and we distribute it on, obviously, the usual distribution channels from YouTube to Facebook to the podcast and all of that. What happens there? There's another thing that happens is when people Google up your business, and they're trying to access your website or your Google listing or whatever it is. What happens there? The YouTube videos, they start popping in the search results on the first page, and then other competition come up in the search results. But what happens is you're the only one doing those YouTube videos. You look more real than any other competition in the search results. You're the person that they're going to come to because you're the you look like the thought leader.
You're the authority. Yeah, you're the thought leader. You're the influencer, the authority.
Right. Yes.
Yep. And so a couple of things. Obviously, that Google real estate is super precious, right? So if you can get a couple of videos pop up, you push. That literally takes up 2 search spots. I mean, they're about that tall. Where they literally they push 2 of your competitors out. Okay. And another magical thing happens in video. They get to click the damn thing. Okay. And watch you. So they actually get to know your personality. They get to feel you. People, if you watch my podcast on YouTube and you don't know that I'm passionate about what I do, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I mean, I don't know because it comes through and they pick that up. And some people like it, some people don't. If you don't, that's cool. Go find somebody else. But a lot of people will love it and they'll gravitate to it. It's a major, major business development tool. Major.
And then, another important point is when people see those search results on Google and they can see that they see your videos and all of that, it communicates another important aspect, which means this is serious and it's not cheap.
Yeah, right. No doubt. And that's that is one of the biggest things we're doing here is conveying the value. As a matter of fact, we're recording this podcast right after one of our coaching calls, and in today's coaching call had a major breakthrough on his product line. So I'm super excited about that. We got a little bit of cleaning up to do on some of the lower price points to make sure we define that those are automated. You're not going to get the senior strategist, and just kind of make sure that we're not cannibalizing the super premium tiers. But we want to keep pushing Mark. Mark, we got to develop a down sell. We got to keep them in your basket without consuming any of your time. So that way, as they graduate, they'll come up to the super premiums. And so that it's going to look good. I think a couple of weeks we'll get that wrapped up. But it's looking really good. So, well, man, I got to get to running. So, Mark, any parting notes or anything you would like to leave my audience with?
Well, last word is the importance of having a coach in your business is, most companies, most businesses, most agencies, they're not at a level where they can have a board of directors and shareholders and have those kind of meetings with and general managers and all of that. That what the big corporate world that has where that's where the coach can come in, and the coach can be your exactly like the general manager or a board of director or I don't know, stuff like that. And you can bounce ideas. I was
going to say that we act like a sounding board, but we've got, in my case, about 20 years of experience with all the tools you need too. So to keep you from jumping off the wrong cliff. Yeah.
Yeah. And probably get more value because you get relevant experiences, not something from, that is not relevant or they have no experience, even if they are called general managers or board of directors, and they have, and they know fuck all about the industry. So that's why this is important. Other than that, take massive action. outwork everybody else in the industry, and then winning is the only outcome, man. There's no loss there.
I love it, dude. That's it. Here, drop the mic. Ready?
That's it.
All right, Mark, thank you so much.
No worries, my friend.
Hello, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And of course, let's get you over to the next episode. If you have not already, make sure to subscribe to my podcast. And if you are not following us on YouTube or in our private Facebook group, make sure to get over there and check those out as well. And of course, we're also available, always available at marketingagencycoach.com. Look forward to seeing you on all those channels. And I hope you're having a wonderful day.